What's going on, y'all? So listen. So we are back for another episode review of Greenleaf season 2, episode 11, changing season. Okay, so we start this episode off with Lady May and Grace sitting at the table. They're eating breakfast or whatever. Lady May is reading the newspaper, and it's the paper that in the article that Darius wrote about Grace and all this stuff. Lady May, she's about appearances, but she's not as pissed as you would expect her to be. And because they still reliving this whole thing that happened with Mac, and they putting Mac on the cover as the man of the year and all this stuff because of that award he won earlier out there in Memphis. But she was like, now it's out there, let's just be done with this shit. Then Sophia, she comes up, and you know she's like, oh my god, I didn't get into the Saint Rita, whatever the fuck, this cotillion shit, Saint Josephine, some cotillion that all of them went to before, and it seems so like societal hoity-toity type of shit, Jack and Jill stuff, okay? The blue bloods type stuff, Bougieville. That's what it feel like. That's what it feel like, all right? But all of the Greenleaf girls have went through this. And, all of a sudden, Sophia didn't get in. And not only did Sophia not get in, we come to find out that Zora didn't get in either. So, in everyone's mind, including Grace, they're thinking that this is her fault because of the whole situation with Mac and, the scandal and stuff that's going on. She is the reason why, she didn't get in. At this point, Lady May says she gonna fix it. She gonna go down there, talk to the head of it, Jacinta Butler, and try to get some stuff done. She told the maid to go give her this gun, this old boy. She said, look at the high boy or some shit like that. And it's an old ass antique gun. And she went over there trying to talk to her about the gun and trying to make it seem as if let's put it in her collection and all that stuff. And this was her way to ease into the conversation about, why the girls were not put in or nominated. And come to find out, Jacinta is saying that she's surprised it came up because Jacinta was like, I'm surprised that you didn't even put in an application and do the admission this time because you always do. Lady May was like, wait a minute, girl, I always did, and I did fill in that application. I sent it by the email and I gave it to whoever was the head. Well, who was the head of the thing? Because I'm not in charge. She was like, well, this shit is Tasha Skanks. Bitch, I said, this bitch is trifling. No, they ain't gonna try to fuck with the kids. You do not have to mess with the kids when the stuff is going on. See, it's always the innocent kids that get hurt in this stuff. Y'all just don't understand. All right. Meanwhile, Bishop came in and said they got to go to this meeting that's like I think it's a monthly thing or whatever, and it's Skank's turn to chair the meeting, and it's like with all the pastors of their area of Memphis, coming together talking about things that's going on and what they need improvement on and things of that such. So at the meeting, Lady May's cool with them going. I was like, just because we got enemies or whatever, you don't need to turn your back on everything. You got to stand in the face of that. So I was here for that. Don't back down and try to, cower to them or whatever. Let them see like they got the upper hand. Go ahead and face that demon. I said, okay, cool. So they get there to the little council. Jacob is there. It's at Triumphant Church. So Jacob is there. We see him talking about his whole church. We see Skanks coming in late, and Skanks is very slick. He has a mouth on him, and he even admits that to Grace later on in the episode. But Jacob is up there talking about how he, is going to do his own church, and he's calling it the Real Church of Memphis, as if he is the real, and it's going to be for the homeless and the hopeless and outreach into the community. I like the message of it, but it's like, I don't know. I just not really, something about it is not clicking with me because I just don't know if Jacob is really doing this because he really wants to become a pastor and he wants his own church, or if he's doing this to prove a point to his father. Because remember in season 1, his father even said that his whole passion was baseball. And basically the reason why he got into the position that he got into is because Lady May wanted him there. All right? That's what it is. Because, Grace's daddy's girl. Grace was her the golden child. Okay, and then when she left, Jacob came in, and that's who Lady Mae wanted. Lady Mae always wanted Jacob, Mama's boy, her only boy. So there you go, and that's where that contention between Pastor and Bishop comes through, you know. And don't forget the fact that that adultery shit that Jacob put this church through, whatever, and almost broke up your marriage because of it. And Bishop didn't like that. My how the table turned, because Bishop looked like he got himself in some little shit like that too. Girl, we gonna get on Miss Rochelle Cross. Latoya, you doing that shit, bitch. I'm just gonna put that out there. Latoya been looking good, okay? I said, look, get that thigh off that desk. What are you doing, Rochelle? You ain't gotta feed the man the pineapple cake, bitch. Put that shit on the desk, okay? Sit down in the chair. What are you doing? But anyway, back to this little committee meeting. After Jacob get through talking, we see this priest get up there, or the pastor or whatever. He's talking about a 16-year-old boy who they found in a garage who had the car running. Carbon monoxide just coming on out, trying to kill himself. And they caught him just in time before he passed away, before he had a chance to pass away. But he did all this stuff because he said, because he felt that God didn't love him because he was gay, or that's what he was being told. And when he started off the story, he said they found this boy doing this, doing that, and before they said the reason why, they was all attentive. They was attentive. But then when he heard that, when basically all of them heard that they said something about him being gay, they was like, whatever. I sat here and I was just like, that really, really pissed me off. And even if I was not in a lesbian or whatever, even if I wasn't that, it's just not in my character to judge somebody or to look down on somebody and try to hold so tightly to the reins and use the Bible or whatever to judge another person, because I know some things you just cannot help, because I have common sense and I know that one would not choose to live a life of discrimination. That's like choosing to be black and to be called niggas and all that stuff. That's choosing a life of discrimination regardless, okay? We get discriminated a lot for stuff we can't handle. And that is one thing right there. And don't get in my comments talking about, well, you can't choose. No, the fuck you can't. Okay? Because I'll block your ass real quick. Don't try it. Don't try it, because that shit just pissed me off. And I was just like, see, this is why people don't like, especially gay people do not like going to church, and they find other churches that are more accepting, or they take the I'm just spiritual route, because they don't want to deal with the negativity that comes with the fact that they're gay, especially if they openly gay. I shouldn't have to be in the closet just to attend church and praise God, okay? Yeah, in the Bible it may say this about homosexuality and all this stuff. Oh, wait till we get to that part where Carissa said that shit, bitch. I'm gonna go, woo, okay? And they was just like, they tone didn't really change when Grace was like, what happened to the boy? They didn't give a care what happened to the boy, because nobody else asked. Grace asked, what happened to the boy? Come to find out, the boy is brain damaged, and they don't know if he's going to be able to, be himself again. And so the way Pastor Skanks got up there, he was talking as if, he had a demon or something inside him and this was a disease or some shit, but trying to disguise it as if he really cares and we should be more sympathetic to people who are gay and more accepting or whatever. Because Grace was sitting here falling for the stuff. I'm with Bishop. I am not falling for none of the shit that's coming out of Skank's mouth, because he has proved that he is untrustworthy, all right? And he is a slick talker. He is like a salesman. I will say whatever it is that I need to convince you to buy my product, even if my product is trash. I'm going to convince you that the shit is gold, okay? That's what he's doing. And he's pulling Grace over, because Grace later want to have a meeting with him, see what they're going to do about the topic of homophobia and how to combat it in the church or whatever. And I was like, it's a good idea, but I just don't trust Skank to do something about it. He talking about, yeah, he talks a lot. He didn't have a lot of friends, and the only friend that he really turned to was God and all this stuff. He's a showman. That's what he is. He's a showman. Okay? And I'm like, Grace, girl, what are you doing? Do this shit on your own. Because later, we see Charity, she's trying to do this stuff with the program for the choir and stuff, and she's just realizing that it's not clicking. And even though the little secretary or whatever that's there, one of the ladies that work with her, she was like, you said yourself that the stuff wasn't right, kind of fell apart a little bit ever since Carlton left. Remember, Carlton was the gay musical director that Lady May fired because he was gay. Not necessarily because he was gay, because him and his husband got married, or it was in the church now, and she was like, well, let me go ahead and call him back. The only reason he been gone all this time and you never not once tried to look up and see how he was doing, try to reach out or whatever. And I just felt the way about that. You can call it being sensitive, but we've seen this shit a lot of time. The way that gay people are used. We are not good enough to be in your churches, to be around your children, to be in your workplace or whatever else that you want us to, or we try to acclimate ourselves into, to be in your society, I should say, okay, because we don't fit that mold of your normacy or what you perceive to be as normal. But when you need help, but when you need a service, we're the one that you call to use. You call the gays to use. Okay, when you need your hair done, you call the gays. When you need to be styled, you call a gay, most likely. Okay, we see that shit on reality TV and all these other stuff. All right, that good Judy. All right, using gays as accessories and shit like that. So Charity needed some help. She calls Carlton back because she's in the bind. And I was just sitting here like, Carlton, cuss that ass out. Carlton did say, not once, I don't fuck with the way that you handle this. Okay. You never reached out to see how I was doing and all this stuff. And she was like, I'm sorry, but I was just busy. And I really do mean that I was just busy, okay? And then I said, that's still on, you make time for who you care for. You make time for who you really, truly care for. Don't ever let somebody just tell you, oh, I didn't do this because I was busy. Everybody's busy. Well, the majority of us are busy. But we make time for who we deem important, okay? And who we really care for. Even though I don't think Charity saw that's what she was doing, but I do think that Charity do really like Carlton and holds him in a high regard. And maybe it did slip her mind or whatever, but to me it just sounded like a crock of bullshit. She could have called or texted once or twice or whatever to see if he was alright. Okay, you dealing with a divorce. There's a whole bunch of people that was dealing with divorces and gay husbands and gay wives and shit like that, and babies fucking up and all this stuff, and they still have time to reach out to certain people, and that don't stop them from doing their work and shit. But hey, if that's the excuse you want to use, go ahead and use it. I do feel like she's a little naive and she didn't get it, but I don't think it was coming from a harmful or malice place, because she was the only one, regardless of what I just said, she was the only one that did kind of have his back and appreciated him for him, okay? She the one that told Lady May, don't try to fire him because of that shit, But Lady May don't listen to no goddamn body. She do what she want to do. That bitch can't admit that she wrong for shit. It's gonna like pulling teeth and nails, bitch. But he comes back and she tells him about the divorce, tell him about Kevin being gay and all that stuff, and you should have reached out to him at that moment. That's one of the moments that you should have reached out to, but told him what was going on and all that stuff. And then, especially with that, he could have probably helped you. That you people don't think. But also, she started talking about her baby, the baby girl. Remember in season 1, Charity had twins, and something happened where she had to go to the hospital. And this was right around the time where Kevin was telling her that, baby, look, I'm kind of gay, okay? And I don't know if she had a little panic attack or she was just stressing out too much or something happened where she went to the hospital and she wound up losing one of the twins, and it was the baby girl. And even Carlton is a good person. Carlton remembered what she was going to call her, Eden Brooke. Okay? She was like, oh my God, you remember? She was like, yes, I do. I said, that you need that good Judy right there. That's a good one. Keep him and love him, okay? As a fucking friend. He's going to get you right. But, he was that confident shoulder that she needed to talk to at that moment. So I do appreciate the fact that he was there and he was not being really petty about the fact of the situations that happened surrounding his firing and stuff. And he just went on ahead. They got that stuff out, let that go, and was there being a friend. So I appreciate the way that they handled that whole situation. Moving on from that. Little Miss Zora. Fast ass Zora. And I say that because a lot of people, we can't really call people. Look, okay. Zora ain't going to the cotillion All of a sudden, her mama want to take her to New York to go see Hamilton. Girl, I thought you said we couldn't. Well, I ain't got to pay for the cotillion, so we can afford it now. If you want to go, we can go. Okay, mama. So the whole time, this little girl is up in her room texting Isaiah. Then all of a sudden, Isaiah comes through the window into her bed. I said, first the fucking all, you are how old and your parents still got you sleeping on a twin size bed? I don't give a good goddamn what the financial situation is at, okay? Because you can find a store out here who is selling full size to queen size mattresses for at least $100 or less, okay? You mean to tell me she couldn't get a full size? Y'all still got her on twin size, or get two twins and put them bitches together and make a whole? What is going on? But anyway, Lil Isaiah, Lionel on fucking Twitter, shout out to my boy Lionel. That nigga said she up here playing around with this DeBarge family wannabe nigga. I said, that is who the motherfucker look like. Go look up El DeBarge back in the day. Well, El DeBarge today, okay? Go look up James DeBarge back in the day. Go look up Bobby and them. All up. Tommy, look at the whole DeBarge family. I said, that is who the fuck he look like. Switch on that ass. I said, Slick talking just like it. I said, what are you doing, Zora? You hot in the ass little girl. And what I was about to say was, can we really call her fast? Because some of y'all lost your virginity when you was like 16, or, when you was a youngin'. Some of y'all hung on a little bit longer. So it's kind of like a normal thing. But we just don't like the fact that it's with the person that she's with. And he's trouble. He's trouble and he's an abuser, okay? And she can't see it. And she practically let him pressure her into fucking, Come on, we talked about it. Stop. But are you sure? I gotta see what time it is. She was coming up with every excuse trying to prolong it. But he had an answer for it, okay? And I was just sitting here like, oh, girl. Then she gonna go tell Sophia. Sophia, first of all, she made sure to say, don't judge. You got to promise me you're not going to judge. I ain't going to judge, girl. What's going on? So, Isaiah, you still fucking around with that nigga? You still with him? Oh, my God, Zora, what's wrong with you? You said you're not going to judge. Okay, fine. What happened? Girl, tell me the deets. I'm judging you still, but I still want to know the tea. What happened, girl? So, we did it. Bitch, y'all did what? We did it. No, bitch, I had sex. Bitch, kind of fucked down. And yes. So how was it? It was, I don't know, like it was good. It was cute. But then again, I don't know. Because I ain't got nothing to compare to. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here like, the whole time I'm looking at Sophia's face. Sophia went through like 15 emotions right in and there. That said, in her mind, Sophia is judging the shit out of Zora. She's a little hoe, she a little thought, she fast as fuck, and all that stuff. That nigga gonna beat her ass. I told her about fucking around with that boy. Then she went through the emotion like, and I should fucking tell her mama. Because she's saved now. Just like Zora said, don't think like you saved and all that stuff just because my granddaddy dipped your ass in some water and shit. You holier than that. I said, tell her, Zora, but let's get back on that ass, okay? You got a point for saying that shit. And then also, she was looking like, maybe I should try it. I want to know how I feel too. I said, look at little Sophia. I read every fucking expression that went through. But, and we later saw her on the little FaceTime with her boyfriend and talking about it. And he claims that he's not a virgin. Well, he's a virgin and she's a virgin. He was like, why you bring that up? She's like, I don't know. I said, bitch, because you're curious. And that's normal. That's normal. Once again, we not really calling Zora a fast ass because she want to have sex and all that stuff. And no, it's because of the person that she's doing it with. He's not good for her. But, what else happened? Lady fucking May tried it. She tried it this episode. She bust into Tasha Skank's office trying to show her because she went and told her that I sent the email, bitch, and you didn't get it. I didn't get no email, okay? I don't know what you talking about. She was like, you ain't got no vendetta against us, but your husband do. I mean, yes, she got in vendetta and all. I said, girl, I couldn't stand her accent. I said, why you talk like this? Every time Tasha talk, she sound like she about to start crying, and I did not understand why. I said, girl, calm the fuck down. It's just fucking Lady May. She ain't gonna do nothing. If she wanna reach out and touch you, just pop her in her forehead, okay? It's right there, you know. And I was like, God damn, Tasha, sit your ass down. Lady May noticed the painting up on there. She was like, where did you get that? She was like, yeah, I got this from this gallery that I heard that you got yours from when I read it in this Southern Decor magazine or some shit that you was on. And I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, Lady May went off on Tasha, you know, saying that she was lying and all that shit. She had the little secretary pull up the emails and the admission stuff saying that she did fill it out. She came back to Tasha showing her, but Tasha was like, okay, see, I didn't never see these emails, so I don't know where they came from and what happened to them. And then she was like, see, somebody did some shit, but I was right. Now get back on the phone and tell Jacinta. She was like, hold up. Because what happened, I didn't figure this shit out. You sent the goddamn papers to the wrong fucking email address. It's .org, not .com. I said, whoop. Lady Bay came with receipts that were wrong. She thought she was doing something, bitch. Had to eat that shit. And she was like, and let me tell you something, bitch. I said, girl, what you got to tell her? I went and talked to Jacinta and I told her everything that you said and how you came up in here and you came at me. Don't ever think that you're going to be back on another magazine cover. I said, girl, don't nobody give a fuck about no goddamn cover. But then I said, this Lady May, guess the fuck she do? Because right then and now, that's when she started calculating in her mind, how do I get to Jacinta? Now, earlier, Rochelle Cross was up in the office with fucking Bishop with a thigh all up on the goddamn desk. Oh my God, it's so good. He was like, this cake is so goddamn good. Come here, Lady May, you want to look at it? I mean, it'll make you slap your mama. I said, why is she sitting on the desk? Lady May peeped it, but she wasn't finna call it out. I would have been like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? Oh no, it ain't nothing. No, you want to talk to my man? You sit your ass in the goddamn chair. What is going on? Ain't no need for all that shit going on. You know, but she kept it classy, you know, because I would have came up in there with a wreck shot. The fuck? Out. I don't give a fuck if you donated $20,000. Bitch, you can donate and well, let me shut up. But no, you ain't gonna be doing no shit like that. You know, and so she was talking about, she mentioned that one of her friends, one of her clients or whatever, was Jacinta Butler. So this comes into play later on. She told Pastor Bishop to have her come over to the house and have them eating all this shit. And they was trying to get to know her, kind of find out they was like, why haven't you been to church? She said because she was battling breast cancer and she used to go to this other church, and the pastor, Pastor Kensington, he wasn't attentive enough to her. Like, he never really checked up in on her. It didn't seem like he really cared about the congregation. He just cared about the attendance and people being in the money and shit like that. Typical, I would say. But it was like, so she trying to find a new church home and all this stuff. And it goes from talking about that because Jacob and them is there, to talking about what was going on with Skanks, because she brought up Skanks. Rochelle, she said, you know, I tried to go to Skanks, but something about him just didn't seem right. You know, he just, And then Carissa chimed in and was like, who you telling, girl? Because I got some stories. I was like, girl, not the time, not the time. And at this point, you know, that was like, well, Grace seemed like she done drunk the Kool-Aid. Well, we was just over there talking about how to combat homophobia and things that we can implement and all this stuff, and, you know, learn how to handle that. Lady May made it seem like, oh, that little bullshit. Don't nobody give us care and all that stuff. We know how to deal with that. And was like, well, we could have dealt with the other situation better. Now, I was thinking when she said that Grace was talking about the Kevin situation, not Kevin, but the Carlton situation when he got fired. But no, Lady May brings up Kevin and was like, one of them said, well, we didn't know that Kevin was gay. We didn't care that Kevin was gay or something like that. Rochelle was like, who was Kevin? My ex-son-in-law. Bitch, Rochelle was sitting there eating up the tea because at one point they was like, shouldn't we not discuss this in front of the company? Rochelle said, girl, go ahead and do it because, bitch, I miss family. Go ahead and finish. Y'all seen her eat that green bean and then stop. Well, okay. You know, and what irked me at this moment was when Carissa want to get her butt involved And she has this grudge and vendetta against. She's just an angry, bitter bitch. Okay, she's miserable. You are not happy. You are angry with the world because of your circumstances, and that is only on you. Okay, because this is what you allowed to happen to you. You came at Grace and all this stuff, trying to talk about because she wants to do something to show that, the church is accepting to homosexuals and all this stuff. And the way that Carissa came in her was like, it's sin, and we can't get up here and not lie and say that it's not a sin and it's this and it's that. And I said, and then gonna say something, God don't love sin. I said, hold up, wait a minute. How dare you sit there and see, this is the shit that I cannot stand with you, Bible thumper. And I'm saying that because I know a couple of y'all is probably watching, and I'm including you in it, because y'all will love to point out that one sin is not greater than the next. But yet you hold homosexuality as if it's up here. Somebody can get killed and somebody can go out and slaughter a whole town. But let another person be gay, and that shit don't matter, that this person then killed 15,000 people over this person that's gay. But I thought you said one sin ain't bigger than the other. But see, that's how you put it out there when you just uh, isolate being gay, the way that y'all do, okay? And try to make it seem like it's this big thing. Oh, God hates fags and all that, and God don't like this, and God this, and you gonna go to hell. But what about the other sins that's on that list too? I said, Carissa, you saying that like that's the only one that he really can't stand. I mean, you reading his mind? You reading his mind. The Bible was written for a different time. Okay, we in 2017. I'm just saying, okay, things was different back then and things had different fucking meaning. Let's be honest, okay? Read the Bible and do the research yourself. I've done that. Then, you go out and you say all that shit, but then your husband sitting down there committing a few sins. That motherfucker trying to get money from people. That motherfucker was out here gambling. And that motherfucker was lying and cheating and committing adultery. But oh, God hates getting gays and shit. Girl, I was sitting here like, if you don't stop playing, go up in there and tighten up your motherfucking fade, bitch, because that's what's wrong with you right now, okay? Your man got a better haircut than you. Any fucking way. Then gonna look at Grace and say, bitch, you brought some other shit on us. The reason why, Zora and them didn't get into the cotillion. I said, Lady May, speak up. Lady May ain't say a damn thing. Lady May waited until the next morning to tell Grace that she was not the reason that they didn't get in. Okay? And she did talk to Rochelle, and Rochelle did talk to Jacinta, and Jacinta pulled some strings and went on ahead and let Zora and Sophia come in there. But the fact that Lady May sat there and let her daughter take that heat, knowing damn well that she didn't. I said that was your moment to stand up for your child and say, well, actually, it was my fault. And let Carissa look stupider than she already did. But of course, no, we can't do that. So I was like really, really, really disappointed. And so, at the end of the episode, we got Charity up here playing a song for Jabari. Okay, I said, why don't they go ahead and do some stuff? And sure enough, after she get through playing the little song, I'm like, girl, what's going on? Why she all up into it? Is she about to cry? She's thinking about Kevin or some shit? What's happening right now? Girl, next thing you know, she was like, oh, how was that? And it was like, it was cool. It was a hit. It's going to be a hit. Next thing you know, Charity said, fuck this shit. Kevin going to get his. I might as well get mine. And she shot her shot. Bitch, I don't know if Jabari really was here for it or was he just taking it back like he wasn't ready. I'm like, nigga, y'all was doing all this goddamn flirting. Now you want to act like this. She kissed all up in his mouth and was like, I said, don't be shocked and surprised. Own it. Stand up in it. You want it. Take it. Well, don't take it because that's another whole level. Okay? But that was Greenleaf. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. And I'll see you guys later.